Hi everybody, this is TJ with the Backpacktrader. We had a wonderful crude oil report this week. I typically record those sessions and put them on our YouTube channel, but this one was a little bit slower, maybe due to the holiday shortened week. The entire session took about 25 minutes, so I thought I would do a quick walkthrough, explain to you how it went down and how we traded it. And I figured I can show you all that within a few minutes. So let's get started. I've got three charts here. This is what you would typically see if you log into our crude oil report session live. My chart here on the right is a typical Counterpunch Trader, Counterpunch Express 2 chart. And then on the left, I've got a couple Spotlight Master Suite charts, all crude oil. I have a 377 tick chart here for Counterpunch. This is the one that I trade and I would primarily focus on, but we also have a lot of traders in the trade room that are trading these two charts, one or the other, with Spotlight Master Suite, a 5-tick momentum range bar on top and an 8-tick momentum range bar on bottom, which is a little bit slower, larger trades. Pretty much the same trade plan for each. The report comes out usually at 10:30 on a Wednesday, but because of the holiday shortened week, this was 11 a.m. Thursday, which is the alternative day when there's a holiday. So it comes out, we wait 2 minutes, and then we look to take the first valid setup. And it's very straightforward. We do it the same way each and every time. So I'm going to walk you through what happens with the crude oil report first. You can see the reaction right here. Right at 11, and now we're just waiting our 2 minutes. And I'll just click forward. There's a trade setup that happens here, 10 more seconds, and this trade ends up becoming valid. And how do I know it's a trade? Well, the little plus sign here is an entry. These are targets below the entry. The stop is up here. I click on the bar, and I get the entire trade right here in the data window. The stop, the entry, the targets, how much my rewards are to each target, what I'm risking, etc., etc. So the whole thing's ready for me to go. And it was really straightforward. So I placed the trade right here when I hit my 11:02 start time, and then the trade triggered in. So it got short at 41.54. The objective is to get to the second target. 41.36. That would be good for 18 ticks. That's $180 per contract. And if we get to target 1, we're going to move our stop from here to 1 tick beyond our entry. And that will put us in a risk-free position and take the risk off the trade completely. And then from there, it's, we either make money or we break even. All right, so let's see what happens. Triggers in right here, starts heading lower. There's an additional setup that occurs. We're just going to ignore it. We're going to focus on the one we're in. And you can see how the price pushes down right to that target 1 perfectly on this bar. And then the stop automatically moves down, locks in the 1 tick. Now all we have to do is get to target 2 and our goals are reached and we're done. And that would cause us to quit for the day. It's a concept that we call the power of quitting. One of the 12 powers in my 12 powers to successful trading concepts. So instead, though, the price turns around and goes the other way and stops out. So that's the reason why we do this maneuver. And our objective is to get to a target 2 or get 2 trades that at least break even. And then we're done. All right, so now we're looking for our second trade. And this time it's a long trade. Right there, and there's nothing new to learn. The way we know it's a long, it's because it sets up above the dotted line. Notice how this one's set up below the dotted line. The dotted line marks the balance of power between buyers and sellers. So we want to be on the short side when we're below. We'll be on the long side here in case it goes higher. So we place our trades at 41.61. We know where our targets are. Basically, it's the same trade, but in the opposite direction. And it doesn't trigger in. In fact, it closes on the other side of the line and that trade cancels. So all we do is hit cancel and now we're still waiting for another setup. So this trade session was a little bit slow, but it's, that's how trading is sometimes. I have another setup Notice the entry is the same, but the targets are a little smaller. The Counterpunch Trader and the Spotlight, which I'll go through in a moment, are self-tuning strategies. They dance with the market. They use dynamic setups. The strategy itself is adjusting to market conditions bar after bar. And that is why you'll see how accurate it is. So let's see what happens. We place the trade at 41.61. It does trigger in. So now this is our second trade of the session, and it's about 8 minutes in. And it starts taking a little heat, but it finds support on the balance line and starts pushing higher. Pretty straightforward. Notice how it pushes through and the stop moves up and takes the risk off the trade. So whatever happens next, this is our power of quitting trade. This will be the last trade of our session, but also look how it just misses target one by just one tick. So one of the things I teach is that we don't fight over one tick. And this will be the power of quitting trade regardless, but we're going to get a partial profit. I mean, we're not going to let it come all the way back down to here. If it starts moving down, you're going to want to mark it out with some profit. And it does. I got out right in this area. Now, I'm not getting out of my entire trade. Also, I should take that back. Notice that it hit target 2 perfectly. See how it stabs up right there and hit target 2? Well, I didn't get filled. So, you know, that's just bad luck. And sometimes too perfect is not good. I told you this is dancing with the market. It's adjusting itself. Look how perfect that target was. I'd rather it went through a tick or two, right? Than I would have been out with full target. So I got out with a partial profit here with only that part of the position. I still have more positions. I'm trying to get to target 3 as well. And when the markets are more lively, I will even use this trailing stop and ride it higher. And as you can see, it's starting to track higher. And look at how target 3 is reached. So the second part of my position got out at target 3. And basically, I was finished at that point. So that was good for 14 ticks to target 2, which I think I ended up with 11 ticks with my partial profit, but then 20 on target 3, which is $200 per contract, right? And then people in my trade room are also trailing, so that trade kept going, and the stop kept going higher and higher, and ultimately, well, it didn't go that high. It ended up stopping out right about there, a little bit below our target 2, and that's it. The trade session is over. 2 trades, a break-even trade, a winning trade, power of quitting, and another successful session. The crude oil session has been a big winner for us for years. I've been recording these sessions and putting them on our YouTube channel for years and years. I'll just quickly show you how Spotlight went. Spotlight is a more modern strategy. I know it looks kind of noisy because of all these lines and dots, and you can certainly clean it up. You don't need to have these lines. I teach why we use them in training, but basically it's the same concept, and you'll notice that we're still, this trade triggered in short, but it was ahead of our, right here at 2 minutes past, it was already going up. But we can get in sync with it. In other words, it's still valid, so when it comes back down, you could take the trade and enter it here. So it's the same thing. You're trying to get to target 2 for that full winner. This time it gets past its money management level, we call it. It missed target 2 by 1 tick. You can see the stop is moving lower, and it did stab through and hit its full target in the very first trade. So that's great. That same size trade in the opposite direction was 14 ticks for $140, and then it came up and stopped out. So one and done. Our 8 tick is a little bit different. We can take profit at target 1 if it's 10 ticks or more, and in this case it was 9 ticks. So we would not take profit at target 1. We're still going to target 2, which coincidentally was also 14 ticks. Kind of unusual how these different charts of different sizes all gave the same size trade. A couple different shorts, the long. It's just how the cookie crumbled, but it came down, it hit its full target, and then went back up as well. And so our 8 tick momentum bar was also one and done. All 3 trade plans, very successful crude oil session. We do this every week. If you'd like to join us and check it out, please reach out to us. You can reach me at info@backpacktrader.com. Hope you enjoyed this video, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next one. This is TJ with the Backpack Trader.